it's finally time for my ultimate gold guide for Lost Ark. So this isn't really like any way to scam the market or anything like that. This is just every single way to make gold. And at the very end, I've got my favorite of all of these to talk about as far as just a way to just generate gold and to take advantage of how the game mechanics are to just get gold made, okay? So the first one that I want to talk about is actually Una's task, because it's the most expected way to get gold in the game, the way they expect you to generate gold. So if you go to Adventure and then Una's tasks, you'll unlock these like level 50, I think, or like when you finish Vern maybe. And you'll go in here and you'll do dailies, and you'll get these Una's token points. And as you get points each week, you get Una's tokens. And these apparently scale with your item level. So the higher item level you are, the more you'll get, so the more gold you get per week. There's a gold shop, like this guy in North Vern. So this guy in particular is right here in North Vern. They just have these normal, basic-looking icons as traders. You have to mouse through each one until you find the one. There's one in every single town. And you talk to him, and you turn in those Una's tokens to get hefty gold sack, small safe, or large gold chest. It gives you one of the following. If you're lucky and you get one of the other ones, then he'll give you 10,000 gold coins for this, 1,000 for this, or 100 for this. So which way you want to do it. This one can only drop... The only one that can drop the 10,000 one is the epic large gold chest. And then the other ones are just thick gold bar, thin gold bar, or some amount of gold. The basic one gives 200, and this one I don't know. I haven't gotten it yet. So 80, and he uses 80 tokens, 200, 500. So that's like the #1 most expected way to get gold coins in this game, is through that Una's token, Una's tasks. And while you're doing this, you can try to do the easiest ones. You can favorite the ones that you think are the easiest, or you can instead go to the reputation status, and each of these builds reputation with a character. And you can hit this little little magnifying glass over here, and you can see what you get for each reward. It's a one-time thing, but there's some really good stuff in some of these. This one's just goblin. There's ones that give pirate coins, for example. And the highest one gives 16,000 pirate coins. So, like, if that's something you want to do, then you would focus these ones, no matter how annoying they are. You would do them first, that kind of thing. So that's kind of a bonus while you're getting gold from this one. And don't forget to do the weeklies. The weeklies are required to actually get the points. So the weeklies, you'll have to do these. The next thing that you can do is you can do chaos dungeons after the initial 2. And those will give you perception shards, disorder orbs, or whatever, depending on what tier you're at. And when you do that, there's a one-time way to make a bunch of gold. From those, there's a vendor, and he sells engraving chests. And the engravings that you get from those chests are tradable. So what you can do is you can go to that guy, and you can get those chests, open up the most valuable one, and then trade it. So this is the vendor. They're usually right by the actual chaos gate, depending on what town you're in. And not everyone's going to be thrilled about doing this type of thing for money, because you literally can only get 20 ever. Just, it's not even per character, it's ever. But it is a one-time shot of money. You can get these perception shards from running it. And then tier 2, you can get the guardian shards and get the tier 2 recipes and sell them if you want. And same thing for tier 3, I think. No, maybe not for tier 3, actually. Never mind, tier 3 doesn't have one of those in the exchange. So it's just going to be tier 1 and tier 2, apparently. But it's a one-time thing, and you can get those. And then what you can do is you can go to the market, and you can go to engravings, and then you can change the tier to the tier that you want, or just the color, either way. And then you can organize by price and go to the end. Oh, you actually have to search again once you do that. Or you don't. Okay, all tiers and green. There we go. Gotta know what tier it's supposed to be. Anyway, then you go to the end once you got it organized. And then you'll have to scroll until you're done. These are class ones, so you can skip these. These aren't from those books. You're going to go, and then there's the first one. Master's Tenacity. These things are down to 10s. The green ones are kind of rough. I don't know if it's even worth the hassle at this point for the green ones, but it is something you can do for some quick money. And then the blue ones, the cheapest one, or the most expensive one now would be on my server right this second, this one at 26 apiece. Now, this is kind of a silly way to make money, because these are one-time things, but you can always just, if you don't want, like, you can always buy them back, right? And at least when I made the video, they were going down in price, not up. So it wasn't the worst thing to do at the time when I made this video. And then the other thing, while we're on this topic, is that there are island quests out there in the world that will also give you the engravings on them. I don't have a list of them offhand, but just know that when you're out and about doing islands, if you see one that says it's going to give you an engraving chest, then you should definitely be thrilled about getting those engraving ones. because you'll be able to sell those. Honestly, I should have done it while the prices were up. They're so low now that I have all this stuff to stockpile, and I was too lazy to deal with it. But I should have. Now, some of them will tell you the items obtained from this chest are untradeable, and then some of them will not. So these ones would be the ones where you pick the one that you actually want personally, and then these would be the ones you would sell if you were going to go this route. Now, again, some people not going to be thrilled about this idea of doing that, and if so, that's fine. There are other ways to make money in this game. And then there's another trick that you can do to get money every week, and the higher your item level, the more money that you are going to make from doing this. So in Peyto, an island you may or may not be familiar with, it's pretty near all the beginning stuff, there is a shop that will every week let you trade some pirate coins for ability stones. Now, when you're, below 800 gear score, or item level, I mean, it's not really going to matter. Once you're over 800, especially once you're on a tier 3 ones, that's when it's really going to make you some money. So once you're at Peyto, you're going to go outside, ship deck you might be familiar with, and you're going to come around to where these arrows are, and you're going to come back in this market district, and you're going to check out this ability stone vendor over here. So here is the ability stone vendor. Now, every week you can buy 3, actually. I thought it was 1, but you can buy 3. And you can go in here and you can buy the super ones at 960 or buy 1,325 one or whatever. And you could try to sell these. The lower ones you might not be able to sell, but the better ones, at least when I made the video, because when I made the video, a lot of people are still tier 2 right now. It's February 2022. It's like 10 days after launch or whatever. So you're going to take those. You're going to go again to the market. And these ones you sell at the auction house. And you would search for ability stones. And then you might want to search. I don't know, you can't search your item level, but you could try searching the specific one that you have. So if you have the elegant stone of devotion, then we'll go to the market. We'll go to the auction house, type elegant stone of devotion, search, and the buy it now price for these is I guess some people are selling for 50, but it depends on what you get too, I guess. This is one where you're going to need to know what is good and what is bad as far as the engraving effects. If you happen to get ones with good engraving effects, then people are going to pay a lot. If it's bad ones, then they're going to pay nothing. So it's a gamble every week. But if you get lucky and you get a good gamble, then yeah, you're definitely in for a treat. A way that you can get a feel for what's the most sought after engravings is back to something I just showed you a minute ago. So we go to the market, we go to engraving recipes, and then we pick any tier, but let's go with just rare, and then search. And just like I showed you, you're going to go to the end, come back, and then you're going to go, okay, what are people paying for the ones that are universal that you can buy? Well, apparently, expert engraving, all-out attack, which is a no-brainer. I'm not surprised at all-out attack at all. Of course, that one's one of the best. Awakening, and then ambush master, damage from successful backstabs. That makes sense. I can see why. Attack and move speed plus, however it's not. I see that makes sense for any class that actually is using their attack speed to do damage. So you can go in here and look at which ones are the most expensive, the non-class ones. When it says Gunslinger, Paladin, Berserker, ignore those ones. We're looking at, expert engraving, all those ones. Go in here, figure out which ones are the best. Then you head over to the auction house. And then look up your elegant stone of devotion or whatever you have. And then see what the price is and try your best to figure it out. I mean, there's so many for sale in here, though. It's absurd. But you have a much better idea of knowing if you have something good on your hands or not, if you know the engravings. So yeah, you could do that and then go through here and try to find a price for it. It's kind of a rough way to make money, but it is a way to make money, especially if you get like the god tier roll on one of these, especially when you're at higher ones like 960 or 1,325. So not that it's the best thing in the world, but this is the ultimate gold guide, and I'm doing my best to literally show you every single possible way to make money in the game that I was able to think of, or my guild was able to think of either. We all had a discussion about it. The next one that I'm going to talk about is random quests. There are just random quests in this game that will give you gold. Now, it's not the greatest source of gold ever, but you should be aware that there are quests that just give gold. Very frequently, the purple ones will give gold. So you go to the guide quests. These ones will often give either pirate coins or Guinea coins or something really good, or just straight gold. But again, this one's not going to be your best way ever to make money, but it is a thing. Even yellow quests sometimes give gold. I strongly doubt I have any available right this second to show you, but I have had it before where when I'm going through an area doing the main story quests, I will pick up a random yellow side quest, and it actually gave me 50 gold. It's kind of rare, but that is a way to generate gold, so you could just go and do all your quests, and you'll just find gold randomly while doing them. Not, like I said, not the absolute best way by far, but just you know, I'm trying to include literally everything about how to make gold in this game. So the next one is another one that some people are not going to be thrilled about or not really be interested in, but I personally did it. And it won't make as much sense later on when crystals are super expensive, which they will be eventually. It's inevitable. But right now, there was something you could do that make a lot of sense. So you could go to Guardian Raids, and every day you can do 2 Guardian Raids and get the rewards from them. And the rewards from the Guardian Raids are tradable. You get Harmony Leapstones or whatever Leapstones for your tier that are tradable. And the stone fragments or stones, Guardian Stone, Destruction Stone, whatever. But the stone fragments and stones are generally not worth selling. Those ones, it's just terrible to sell them. It's not, especially with where crystals are now, not worth anymore. But the leap stones, on the other hand, it's a little bit of a different story. So this is the Guardian Raid board. There's one in every major town. You'll interact with it if you haven't done it before. It's like this. You'll get to do 2, and you'll get rewards based on the tier that you're able to do based on your item level. And the quest, you have to do quest like the previous ones to unlock the next one, so you have to get through them. And you can do them even if there 2 are not available, so you can get through them. But anyway, you'll get the Guardian Stone Fragments, Destruction Stone Fragments, and Harmony Leap Stones, but you'll get the tradable Harmony Leap Stones. It's one of the only ways to get tradable Harmony Leap Stones. And you'll get, like, it depends on the tier you're doing, but like 5 to 20 of them or something, depending on what tier or what level of item level you're doing. And if you go in here, at least when I made this video, they're 18 on my server, 18 apiece. And they haven't really gone anywhere. They've been between 15 and 20, like, almost since launch. So what happens is, first off, you could just sell them straight up, right? There's other Harmony Leap Stones you can get from the other ways in the game. So these are the only tradable ones. So maybe you just sell them, right? You get, like, every day you could get, you know, 400 to 1,000 just the Harmony Leap Stones. If you're doing the tier 2 ones, then you could get a heck of a lot more. Holy cow, you get some serious money doing those ones. And then the tier 3 ones, I don't know that I'd be selling the tier 3 ones just because at tier 3 you're doing anything you can to get geared up at that point. But man, if you actually just want to sell these ones, you can get some crazy money. Tier 2, you could get like thousands of coins a day selling these. Now, you might think like, well, why sell them? I need them to gear up. Well, if you're doing pay to win and you're doing this and you're just doing anything you can to get the end game, yeah, sure, just you know, you don't need money. You're paying real life money. But if you're in real life money, you don't need gold. Why are you watching this video, right? If you're watching this video, it's because you need gold because you can't just sell crystals. So instead, you can buy crystals. So what you can do is, if you sell those Harmony Leap Stones or Life, whatever the other one, tier 2, you can just buy crystals with that money, okay? And then you can go to Mari's Secret Shop and you can buy Life Leap Stones for unbelievably cheaper. Remember those Life Leap Stones I showed you? And they were 140 a piece? Well, I could sell one of them. I could sell 1.5, but let's just say 2. I could sell 2 of them, get 95 crystals, and then with about, what is this, like a 1/6 or something of what I paid, of what I got, or whatever I got in crystals, I can get 10 of these. So if I just sit here and I'm patient with Mari's Secret Shop, and you can buy the back catalog of them when you see them back here, I could turn the 2 that I sold into, what, like 50? Just by doing this? So that's like just one mechanism, if you even want to buy them back. If you don't care, you just sell them and take your gold and walk away, right? But that's one way to make money. That's one of the actually top ways to make money right now when I made this video. You can just farm, especially for your tier 2, you can just farm money doing that like crazy if you're willing to let go of those and slow down your progression just a little bit. And it won't even slow your progression down that much, really, compared to just go to the island quest to get them, right? But that'll make you some insane money. That'll actually make you some freaking insane money. So definitely consider that. It's up to you and your personality whether or not that makes sense to you or not. But that is one that I personally sell them. I don't give a crap. I'm addicted to gold more than I am at item level, honestly. And while we're on that topic of real life money, by the way, if you are pay to win, you can just buy your money, right? You can go to the store and you can go, there's actually more than one. You can go to the currency exchange and just sell your royal crystals for gold, or you can go to the mounts and pets, and some of these are tradable. Not everything's tradable, but, you know, well, maybe it is. This one gives you a selection, and then once you get it, maybe the pets are tradable. Not entirely sure on those ones, but you see here, tradable, 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 tradable. You can convert your royal crystals like this way or that way. So you just take a look and find out which one is more efficient for your crystals to your gold. Either this or, you know, converting them like this, 238 to get 200 gold right now when I made this video on my server. And then you'll go to the market for the mounts and the pets to see what they're worth, and you'll go to mounts all and see what they're going for and how many royal crystals they cost. Same for the pets. And then try to get a feel for which one of those makes sense. Like, you know, which one is going to get you more gold for your real life money. Another way to make money every week is a way that the game actually intends for you to generate gold for the economy. And you should do these every week anyway, because it's going to be progressing you. And you're probably already doing them, but it's worth a mention in case you're not doing them. And that would be abyssal raids. So there's an abyssal dungeon in every single town, major town, as you might be aware. And if you go to it, there is a weekly gold limit. And I assume that the higher level ones give more gold. I actually haven't tested it too much. I've only done like two different types. But, you know, you go and start with their highest one possible anyway, because you need to get these other mats that are really important. And the cards and the engraving recipes, these are untradeable though, but still. Might as well go for these things anyway. And I get these things that you can disassemble and probably get your honing stuff. And then work your way through if whatever one's doable, and just start going backwards until you've done your weekly limit. And every single one gives just straight up gold. So don't sleep on these. Make sure you actually get them in every week, because that's just another way to get gold. Just do the highest one that you can, and you're probably already doing it anyway, but it's worth a mentioning because this is the ultimate gold guide, and I'm trying to include every single thing that you can do to make gold in this game. The next one I'm going to talk about is one that may seem a little obvious, and you may have already thought of this, obviously, but it's definitely worth a mention because this is the ultimate gold guide. I try to mention everything, and that is your trade skills. Of course, you can just burn your life energy, right? You can, I don't know if I can show you here. Yeah, burn your life energy down here at the bottom in order to get money. You can do that every single day. You can even buy crystals with the money to get more work energy potions from Mario's secret shop and try to get even more depending on what profession you're burning. And I'm going to make a guide in the future about like farming routes for these, but for this video I'm just going to talk about it in a general sense, right? There's 6 different trade skills. I haven't tested all of the ins and outs of every single one, but based on the prices on the market and based on things I've heard other people say, it sounded like fishing was maybe the absolute worst one for making money, but you could burn your energy fast with it. And then hunting, mining, and logging were all kind of in the same boat of just being meh. And then foraging is good, and excavating is good. Excavating is probably going to be the best. Or foraging, long term, I don't know. Right now, some of the foraging ones are just so unbelievably expensive that foraging may be better. The basic wildflowers are almost at 50 coins on my server. My server cluster, and then these are worth a decent amount. And then the excavating is also just crazy. The excavating is probably better. And one of the reasons excavating is better is because at level 20, that's when it gets good. You get excavation, and it lets you play a mini game every 5 searches, and it's just press spacebar when the little arrow goes over the green lines on the line. You'll know what I mean after 1 or 2 times of doing it. And either if you're good at it, it's great. If you're bad at it, then maybe excavation's not going to be that profitable for you compared to gathering. It just depends. Or you can just combo them, right? But you can just gather all day. Every day you get 4,000 work energy. You burn it into excavation and or foraging. And then you just sell them. And I don't know the exact conversion for 4,000, but it's probably like, 500 to 2,000 coins depending on what and the prices on your server and what you find, etc. And depending on where you're doing it. I think tier 3 places give better stuff. So maybe it's even as high as getting, 3 to 4,000 a day on 4,000 energy. I don't know, but it's at least over 1,000 probably most days. So that's something you can just do every day and get a quick 1,000 coins or something, at least 500 depending on how you're doing it. And yeah, that's something that's definitely worth a mention. You should definitely be burning that work energy. Don't let it cap. If it caps, definitely go burn it on something. At least just go sell it and make some money. And that brings me to our last topic here, and I saved this for last because this one's honestly, it's going to lead to another tip that I have afterwards that is something you can do to try to get money. Just farm. You can just farm money all day. You can just farm money all day if you can get people to do it with you. So what you will do is some days you'll have the quests up here. You'll always have the stuff up here. There's content, okay? And stuff's going on every day, and they'll give, pirate coins, wow, or a soul leaf from Providence stones, or maybe just a gold Ramley or something, or secret map, or crystals and things. Well, every day it's going to be generally either the twisting, like dungeons, or the other ones that are, let's see, those are chaos gates and field bosses. And they're not always every day. Some days there's only field bosses, some days there's only chaos gates, some days there's both. And you're going to want to do the highest item level one that you can, sort of. Okay, I was about to say actually something about these ones. Never mind, forget the green ones. I actually was double checking just now and realized that doesn't make sense. It's only the chaos gates, to the best of my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Okay, because I'm not super, the game's been out like 10 days. I'm trying to get it all down here, but I know the chaos gates are going to do what I'm talking about here. So on the days when you have chaos gates, you'll get these secret maps potentially from them. You see a secret map from any of these, and that secret map will let you go into a dungeon that lets you get like shard pouches that are tradable. And at the end of this, you'll either get there'll be one that you bid on, and if you got 3-star contribution, I think is the requirement, then you either get it or there's a chance to get a either blue one or a purple version that it just gives you, and then there will also be the bidding on the yellow one. And if you want, you can bid on the yellow one or whatever and get that one, which I haven't tested mine yet, but I think it either gives 1 large pouch or 3 large pouches. I don't know. But and the other ones will give medium pouches or small pouches, depending on is it blue or is it purple. And those are tradable, and those are worth a lot of money. Those are worth, not that, this. Those are worth a lot of money. So we go in here, and the small blue pouches are worth 100. Small green pouches are worth 250 right now. Medium life tier 2s are 250, and then well, small honor shard ones are 400. You can get the honor shard ones if you're high enough item level. Do a high enough item level one. You see large start at like 500. Medium green starts 440. Large green is 700. You know, large honor is 900 almost right now. This is just my server, right? They're worth a lot of money, right? But the real trick here is you can do them with other people. So if you have friends and you all do it together and then you all go do each other's, you can just get a bunch of bags all at once instead of just whatever. Or you could even try to sell the slots in the secret map. Say like, hey, looking for group, basically pay me 100 coins or 300 coins or whatever, and I'll let you do the secret map with me, depending on what map it is, or you know, maybe more than that if it's a legendary secret map. And you get the point on that, how you can make money. But then I do want to say there's a tip that I have for this. Okay, so that's the way you make money every day that there's one of those. You go do that. You can only do it one time a day. You do it, and you get that map. You go and use it, and if you do it right, you know, maybe you'll make like 1,000 coins or 2,000 coins. Or if you're tier 3, maybe 4,000, 5,000 coins or something. You'll make some coins every 2 days. But the real trick here is knowing that it's that day, and you could set aside your time on that day to be in an area that does the maps for your tier. So in my case, when I made this video, I was lazy. I'm still almost 600. I'm almost 600 item level just because I've been lazy and I've just been making videos and not actually leveling up my item level hardly. And so for me, Rawhendale, that is where I would go for this item level. So what you could do is hang out in Rawhendale all day and watch the area chat. And if you're lucky, you'll see people, because it's, you know, the day where everyone's getting those maps. You'll see people who will link that map in the chat, in area chat, and they'll basically say looking for group. And one of two things can happen. You have a map, and you just join the group, and you all do maps, whatever. Okay, you all 4 have maps, you all do maps. If you're lucky, you'll join, and either they won't even ask if you have a map, or they'll ask if you have a map, and you say something like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a map. Can I join anyway, though? And maybe they'll just kick you out, right? Or they won't. And if they don't, and they let you come along to do it, you just get free money. And you can just sit there all day trying to, you know, weasel your way into these groups for free and just get in and do them. Now, how many groups will actually let you do that? I don't know. But if you can get in any at all, you just get money. So if you find something that you can do to just pass the time, like running Chaos Dungeons or something while watching area chat, or I don't know if area chat works when you're in the Chaos Dungeon, come to think of it, but you just got to figure out something to do while you're watching area chat on one of those days, and you could just try to, you know, get into those random groups. If you, like, it happens to be, like, you know, soon after the hour, because it happens every hour, you might just see so many that you can just, you know, just private message a crap ton of people until someone will just let you in without a map. And if you can pull it off, then you'll just get, especially at tier 3. I don't know if people will do it at tier 3. They might wise up at tier 3. At tier 1, tier 2, though, you could probably pull it off a lot of the time and just get in a group without a map, and then they all have maps. And then you just get 3 pouches, and you go sell them, and there's 1,500. And you go do it again, and you sell them. And you might be able to make, like, depending on the tier that you're doing, you know, like, and depending how often you can get in those groups, anywhere from, say, 2,000 coins an hour to, like, 10,000 coins an hour, just depending on so many factors. Those things do not take very long. And in case you've never done one, the way that they work generally is, if you have a group, is you'll go to, it's just like these other maps, right? It's like these maps, and you right-click it, and it shows the location on the map, and it says what zone it's in. You have to go there, and if you're in a group, only the guy, I think only one guy has to find it. It doesn't have to be the guy who has the map. It's just one of the guys in the party has to go find it. and everyone else has to be in the same map. They can be anywhere in Glass Lotus Lake, for example. I should just show a secret map. I have a secret map. Glass Lotus Lake again. Anyway, they can be anywhere in Glass Lotus Lake. They just have to be in the same channel. If you're in channel 7, they gotta be in channel 7. Other than that, they just need one guy to go around over there, activate it, and you can all jump in. Now, if you're wondering what they look like, as you can see, it's just running a straight line, basically. You run through and you run through until you get to the boss at the end. And then you'll kill the boss, and most of the time, it's just going to be like one-tapping them, basically. And then you get your shards and your star's breaths, and then you move on your way to the next one. You try to get through all 4 if you're in a group, or all 3, depending how you did it, and then you are all done. You try to find another group. And there you have it. That's the Ultimate Gold Guide. That's pretty much everything that I'm aware of. I hope I'm not missing something obvious. Now, there's obviously other things like, you know, buying and selling things, or figuring out, finagling something with crafting and selling, or whatever. There's always that type of stuff in MMOs in some way, shape, or form, or investing, for example. But those are topics that I'll tackle in their own videos if I'm going to, because those are ones that are not just universal. Right now, it's like I can just tell you to do these things, and you can only get money, right? If you try to do any of the other stuff, you can gain or lose money, so that's kind of why I'm avoiding them. And there's not really that many in this game. It's not like New World. I came from New World, and there were just so many things, and I have to be careful how I approach them, because I'll never forget the pasta New World. And it was one of those ones where I told everyone in a video, hey, you could just make pasta and sell it, and the prices don't line up or something. And then because I made the video, then everyone knew, and so then the prices did line up. So the first people who came in and bought just got screwed and were holding the bag for overpriced mats, and it was a video that got like just abysmal like-dislike ratio, and for good reason. And I realized afterwards, and I was like, well, that was a bad idea. I see that now, so that's why I have to be careful approaching those. That's why I'm just not going to include anything crazy like that in this video. This video is mainly focused on just normal standard ways to make gold. What are all the ways? What are some options you can go for? And there's probably something that I mentioned that you had never thought of before, hopefully. And maybe something stood out to you, or you just knew nothing. And there's a lot of people out there, probably the vast majority of people are sitting on like 100 to 1,000 gold and have no idea how to get more at all. And for you, this video is exactly what you're looking for, hopefully. Well, hopefully this video helped you out, though. That's my Ultimate Gold Guide. That's how to make gold in Lost Ark. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. Right now in February of 2022, I'm just making Lost Ark guides all day. I make like 3 to 10 videos a day. I can only alert subs for 3 of them, and the other ones just pop up on the YouTube, so good luck finding them. Just check it every now and then if you want to. The ones I don't alert for are usually just specific things, like Ice Maze Isle guide or something like that, you know, something very specific. And then the ones that I notify for are things like the Gold Guide, or things I think might help a lot more people instead of specific people. So if that sounds interesting to you, definitely consider subscribing. Also, Lost Ark patch notes, news, and other helpful information. But yeah, so hopefully this helped you out, guys. This is my Ultimate Gold Guide. I've been waiting to make this because I wanted to make sure that I had as many ways as possible to show you, so that you can get out there and generate a lot of gold every single day in Lost Ark.